Let's do these two examples of trinomial factoring. Notice that there's something that I want to point out here. Notice both of these examples, the value of a is 1 here, right? Since there's no value of a, that really means the value of a is 1. You don't have to write that, just be aware of that though. So if you do the factoring here the way we did last time, let's do that first, okay? So let's see what happens. A is 1, B is 7, C is 12. The S and the P values, the sum and the product, what do they have to be? The sum is my B value, so positive 7. The product is going to be 1 times 12, which is 12. Can you think of two numbers which add up to 7 and multiply to 12? Well, I think we can do 3 and 4, right? 3 plus 4 is 7, 3 times 4 is 12. So now we can, let's do what we learned in the last video. X squared stays still, 12 stays still, but 7x is going to be broken up with our magic number. 7x we're going to change to be 3x plus 4x. And now we look at these in pairs. We don't write brackets. Let's look at this first pair. What can we factor out? X, right? So we get x plus 3. In this pair, what can we factor out? 4, right? So 4 comes out front. We get 4 times x plus 3 in brackets. Notice there's x plus 3 in both brackets. That's a good sign. That means we can factor that out as a common factor now. So we get x plus 3 out front, and then x plus 4 here. And there's our factored version. Now, the point I'm trying to make here is that we can actually go from here to here in one step, because these ones have a 1 in front. Whenever there's a 1 in front like this, when the a is 1, we can actually skip this stuff. We can go directly from the question to the factored form in one step. How? Well, let's look at this. We still have to do this first part, the sum and product stuff. There's no way around that. But once we get our magic numbers, 3 and 4, the answer is just, notice there, 3 and 4, right? X plus 3, x plus 4, that's our answer. So what I'm saying is that we start off the same. We look for sum and product. The sum is just this value of b. The product is 12 times 1, or just 12. We think about that. We come up with our numbers 3 and 4. And then we can go right to our answer. 3 becomes x plus 3. 4 becomes x plus 4. But just be aware, this shortcut is only available when there's a 1 in front. On the two problems we did in the last video, there was not a 1 in front, and then you really do have to go through all that work, okay? So let's try this other one using our shortcut. Well, we're going to avoid these steps, and we're going to do our answer quite quickly. So the sum and product for the question 2 here. The sum has to be the value of b. B is not 2, right? B is negative 2. What about p? P is 1 times negative 35, which is negative 35. How can we find two numbers which multiply to negative 35 and add up to negative 2? Well, there's not too many ways to multiply to 35. We just have 1 times 35 and 5 times 7. I think we can get negative 2 with 5 and 7, right? Since we want to multiply to a negative value, one of these has to be negative and one has to be positive. Since they have to add up to negative 2, that means that this negative has to be placed on the 7, right? 5 plus negative 7 is negative 2, and 5 times negative 7 is negative 35. So now we can, I'll just recopy the question. And what I'm saying is we don't have to bother with breaking this up, this negative 2x, breaking it up as 5x minus 7x, and then doing all the stuff we did before. Since there's a 1 in front here, there's this shortcut available to us. We can go directly to our answer now using our magic numbers. What are the factors? Well, this 5 is a positive 5, so it's x plus 5. And this minus 7 is x minus 7 for a factor. So notice we went right to the answer. We used the shortcut. We didn't bother with these two steps here. And that reason for that, again, I'll just emphasize, is because there's a 1 in front. If there wasn't a 1 in front, like on the last two videos, we really would have to go through all those steps. So when there's a 1 in front, we can actually go very quickly to our answer, and it's definitely a little bit easier.